Welcome to Khan Unmuted. I'm the host, Khan, and this is my nephew, Roland. He's my second guest on this journey that I'm trying to take over here. Roland, introduce yourself to the show.
Hi everyone. So I'm the little nephew Roland. Roland
Yeah.
OU. Yeah, I'm over here chilling in the tundra, Minnesota, and yeah, today has actually been the first day that the temperature has risen above 0 degrees in I think 2 weeks now.
Nice.
So it was warm today.
That's good. That's good. For you guys in Minnesota, that's warm, right?
That's warm. Like I after work today, I went outside without my gloves and I felt fine. So that it was nice.
Damn. Okay. But there's one thing that you forgot when you were introducing yourself. You forgot to
What's
say
that?
where you from, man. What's up with that? Where you from?
I'm Togo, Lome Togo.
Good,
You
good. I
know,
was hoping I was hoping that you say you're from Minnesota, so I could tell. I can say, really, where you really from? But you
I'm
got
I'm
me.
I'm from the motherland.
That's good. That's good.
The the plane just dropped me off on the.
Right? Yeah. I mean, the reason I was trying to get you with that was that usually as immigrants coming from different countries and stuff, when you talk to someone and they see that you have that accent, they're like, "Where you from?" And you tell them, "Oh, I'm from Blaine, Minnesota," and they say, "No, where you really from?" I'm
You
like,
really
"No, yeah,
from.
I'm really from Blaine, Minnesota."
Yeah, that happens too often. It's
No, it
like,
does.
come
It
on,
does. It
man,
does.
quit playing with us.
Yeah, and usually what I do is when someone does that, what I do is I just go, "Where you from?" And then they say like, Texas." I'm like, "No, where you really from?" And they're like, "Texas." I'm like, "No, your ancestors were not from America, bro. They're from somewhere. You better find out.
They're from
You better
somewhere,
try to figure that
right?
out." Yeah,
Right. It's funny when people do that,
yeah.
but it happens too often. I think it was my senior year of college or something. I was at a barber shop in Fargo getting my hair cut, and there was a guy in there. I think there was actually two of them, and one of them was just, he was acting, tough,
Oh
he
yeah.
was just trying to act, he was being extra. He was being too much, and he was talking about New York this, New York that, New York this, but he had the thickest accent, like I could tell you're Liberian,
Yep. Yep.
you're not from New York. Quit talking about New York like but yeah, it's, people need to do that, I guess.
Now we as immigrants, I think usually black, we try to do that. We try to blend in, and I think it's a good thing. When you leave your home country to a different country, it's very important to try to assimilate. Because you're in a different environment, different culture, different thing going on. I think to succeed, you need to find a way to blend in, right? And we try to do that, but at the same time, we kind of need to kind of realize that we're from somewhere, and you know forget about what people talk about, our countries and stuff like that, the negative stuff that they talk about. But we are proud of where we're from, right? We need to kind of keep it real that way to show people,
Yeah,
to talk about where we're from and stuff like that. But
yeah,
to kind of shift from that, right? I just wanted to kind of hear your experience, moving from Africa, coming to America as a young boy. You were probably like 8 or 9 and stuff like that. So I just wanted to you to tell me, if you ever experienced that kind of like culture shock, something that you experience in the sense of having the conflict between American culture and African culture.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I moved here when I was 9, and I was fairly young at the time, so it was different. Just seeing the U.S. culture and how just everything about it is different from school to even how you get to school. The mode of transportation to getting to school, riding a bus instead of
Yes.
walk instead of walking. Even the setup of the school, you're going to school once a day as opposed to you're going to school in the morning, coming back, and then going to school in the afternoon again. So that was everything was different. Um, but the language is probably the main thing for me. Trying to learn that, and because at home, we don't speak English,
Yes.
so you go to school all day and you're speaking English, and then you come home and you're speaking mobile or you're speaking French or Ave or something like that. So that was that was it for me. And then trying to learn the language when the weekends you weren't speaking it. So I think that was the biggest shock. I wasn't prepared for that, and of course nobody is. But you said, yeah, a simulation is part of it. It's pretty big, and you have to find a way to simulate um, somehow in this country. I feel like a few people, some people try too hard, and that's
Yes.
when you start to face a problem because then you start to forget who you are and where you come from. So
Yes. No, no, that's very true. You are spot on saying that. No, it's true. Myself, I'm gonna give you we hang out before and all the time and stuff like that. But my own experience moving from Africa to here, I was a little bit older. I wasn't 9 years old like you. I was in my 20s. I think I was 22, 23, something like that. I was a little bit older. I didn't speak the language. I didn't speak any English. I didn't learn English. I didn't think that I had the need to learn English, and I came here and um I have to learn the language. It was really tough, and trying to go to school and stuff like that. And uh, one of the thing that for me that was hard is trying to express myself, right? Trying to talk to people. Sometimes I get into situations where something happens and I can't express myself,
mhm.
and it gets frustrating. One good story for me was I think it was my third or fourth month in America, or some point, in America. I was living with my uncle, and I was working and saved some money, and some of the money that I brought when I came over here, I added up and bought a car, right? So I
Mhm.
bought myself
Right.
a Toyota Corolla, right? Some old
Is it
old
is
ass
it the green
Toyota
one?
Corolla, and
The green
I got
one?
an accident on Seventh Avenue, right? I got an accident on Seventh Avenue, and the cops came, right? So the cops came, and they were trying to talk to me, and you know, I couldn't, like converse with them. Guess what? Because I couldn't express myself, they tried to put me in handcuffs. Yeah,
No way.
they tried to put me in handcuffs. I didn't get it. I didn't commit any crime. It was an accident. I was at fault. That's why you get insurance, right? But
Right.
because I couldn't express myself, these cops thought it was a great idea to handcuff me like a criminal and take me to the police station. And
Damn.
maybe over there they'll have someone who speaks French after I spent uh 48 hours in jail for a fender bender. Imagine
Oh
that.
my
So
goodness.
yeah, it was crazy to me. Luck will have it. My uncle friend was passing by. No, I actually called my uncle. I called my uncle, and my uncle called his friend that was leaving work. So he came and talked to the cops, and I had insurance because they were asking me for my driver's license. I didn't know what they were talking about. They were asking me for stuff, and I couldn't say it, but I don't think they had the right to cuff me. If they wanted to help me, then they can try to. call someone to help me, but cuff me like I committed a crime was
Yeah.
kind of too much, you know. But
No, that's
yeah, that
completely
was
messed up.
that was one of my experience in America, not being able to express myself and stuff like that. I recently just created my Instagram account, right? So yeah, I'm an old guy, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little old, you know. I'm just getting into social media, you know. But
Oh, that's funny.
and then I see someone requesting to follow me, right? Or someone was following me. I'm like, who's this dude? You know, following me, right? And and then I look, I'm like, okay, it's a black dude, it's a black guy. But I'm like, but this, but this, I was like, nah, who really picks a name like this as their Instagram handle or whatever, right? I'm like, hmm.
Oh.
And then I looked, I clicked. It's my nephew. It is my nephew. You outgrew that. Tell people why you choose that handle, man. That's like that. That's so funny, man.
So, oh man, that's funny. So the handle is Baby Cupid 18. So if you guys have Instagram out there, please go follow baby underscore Cupid 18. Um, yeah, I mean, I've had that name for a while. In high school, I used to actually starting in middle school, I used to perform like for talent shows and stuff. And I used to remix songs and put them out there. And that was my music name, Baby Cupid 18. So if I would have made it big, everybody would have been talking about Baby Cupid 18, but obviously I didn't. So, it became my Instagram handle
No, it's
and
funny.
and Snapchat
It's Snapchat too. I don't have
and Snapchat.
Snapchat, so yeah,
So
it's yeah. I don't have Snapchat, but usually it's one of those things that people I don't think they regret later on in life, but they outgrow things like that. It's like some little Wheezy, little
yeah,
John.
yeah.
At some point
It's fu-
you won't be little anymore, right?
it's funny, but the thing is, um, about a year and a half ago, I tried changing it. I changed it and I took the baby out to just Cupid 18, and I had like 5, 6 people like message me like, "What are you doing? Why'd you change your name?" Blah blah blah. So I'm giving the people what they want.
Yeah.
And today I actually went to change it to a different name. Row, like my initials,
Ac-
underscore model, like role model.
Actually, that one is perfect.
Yeah.
I think you
So
should definitely do that.
maybe sometime in the future. I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't want to answer a lot of emails. Why'd you change your name? Blah blah blah. So just giving people what they want. Baby Cupid 18.
Baby Cupid 18. Oh man, that's
So
funny. That's funny, man. Hey, I do have a question for you though. Back
what's that?
to uh back to the motherland. Have you been back to Togo since I think you've been back, right? What
Hmm.
was the experience like being back, leaving at 9 and being back at what? How old were you? And did you remember anything? What was life like being back in Togo?
Yeah. Yeah, I was 20 when I went back.
Dang.
So it was pretty nice. A lot had changed. I was excited. The whole family went back. We landed in an airport and it was a different airport because dad worked at the old airport,
Okay.
which is right next door to the new one. So it was nice. It was busy. It was nice to see family, and eat great food.
Nice.
And just when we landed and we were going to our house, I was like, man, you know, it felt so surreal because it felt like I still knew the neighborhood, even though it had changed so much. There were like, you know, um, the roads were built now and everything, but it just felt like I can almost guide guide the driver, on where to go to get back home,
Yes.
and be leaving at 9, I was kind of, your mind is a little developed, so you still remember some of this that stuff, but I
Yep.
was surprised at how much I remembered. And it was nice to see all the old friends in the neighborhood again, all the family. So yeah, it was nice, man. You wake up every day, you have something nice and fun to do. You don't have to worry about going to work, like it's very stress free. And I'm looking forward to going back. I want to go back soon.
That's good.
So it was awesome.
That's good. Yeah,
2016.
I need to go back myself. I haven't been back for a little bit now, so I need to go back. I think it's been 7 or 8 years since I last been to Togo, and I
Hmm.
definitely need to go back. No, there's a lack of a lack of knowledge about Africa, a lack of knowledge about Togo and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, the people are very nice. Wherever you go, people are gonna approach you, and be kind to you. So it's not like in the US or wherever else you travel where people are just mean and rude and they just look at you weird. Everyone is nice in Togo, which makes it an environment that you want to be in and thrive in. Um, and we don't all live in huts.
No, for sure,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So it was. I went back and I was like, some of the houses in the neighborhood, I'm like, that's one person's house. Like,
Yeah.
where are you gonna live in? But like you said, we still have a lot to do, but it's developed a lot since I've been gone. In those 11 years, a lot has happened. The streets are paved now. Um, it's just a fun atmosphere to be in, and the people are just so nice and so welcoming. So that's one thing that I would like people to know. Especially, it actually doesn't even matter which part of the country you're in, because we went all the way back to the village, and it was just the same kindness and same type of people. So that was nice to see.
No, that's good because that was one of the main reasons why I decided to start this. I really don't care how much viewership I get. I really don't care how big it gets. My main goal is to get people on here, guests, talk about Africa. Like I interview my buddy from Ukraine. Kind of talk about things like that and stuff like that. As an immigrant, sometimes people don't understand where we're from. People think that
Hmm.
in Togo we walk around naked and climbing trees and living in trees and stuff like that. No, I mean, we live good. We live good.
Oh yeah.
We live good, but and one of the sad thing is that I was trying to educate one of the Americans that I met. I was trying to educate them about Africa, and me being nice, trying to kind of make a conversation. I get insulted, like if Africa was great, why aren't you in Africa? I mean, for you, I can't really ask you that because you came here when you were younger. But for me,
Hmm.
I was a little bit older, right?
Right.
But the reality is, as a human being, we nomads. We by nature we travel, right? We want to go experience other things and stuff like that, and that's one thing that brought me to America because I want to experience other things, and I also wanted to marry a Hispanic, woman. So I was trying to get to South America, but like Christopher Columbus, I stopped here, and
the plane dropped you off. The plane flew over Minnesota, and they opened up the
that's
door.
it, the hatch, and then I just parachuted it to Minnesota. But
Oh,
yeah, I
that's
mean, I
funny.
end up marrying my Hispanic, wife. But I mean, Yeah, that was one of the reasons. I love traveling. I wanted to experience something different. You know, I wanted to get a chance to learn English and stuff like that. But I know a while back when you were in high school graduating or something like that, you were telling me about the military. You were interested in the military. We kind of talked about it back and forth, back and forth. Um, but I just want to know what changed your mind about the U.S. military. Why did you end up going to college, or why you decided that it wasn't for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I was thinking about it at the time, I was still thinking about it like something like post college, maybe not right away out of high school. And I've always been back and forth, like, whether to do it, whether to not do it, up until maybe like about a year ago, 6 months to a year ago, where I was like, you know what, maybe this is not for me. Especially one of the main reasons why I wanted to do it was when I was back in school, for like to help me fund my education
Yes,
for for grad school. And I just thought about all the other things. It would be nice to serve this country and like um and patriotism and everything else that's involved with being in the military. But at the end of the day, what I kept going back to, those weren't my number one reasons why I wanted to join the military.
yes,
At the end of the day, my sole reason why I wanted to join the military was to help fund my education. And with everything that's happened this past year, there needed to be a bigger reason than just that for me.
exactly.
And so I just thought, if that's the only reason, and that's not a good enough reason, because you know eh, you'll find ways to pay for your education after you finish school, and there's other opportunities like working in the underserved areas, and like there are other ways that you can get your education sponsored or paid for after school. So that wasn't a good enough reason for me. But I did think about that for years, and um, ultimately I just decided to go a different way, a different path. But yeah,
I'm
there I what was that?
No, I said I'm glad you thought of it. You thought about it. I always felt like I kind of have that influence on you because I was in the military, and I felt like when the time is right, if it's something that you wanted to do, it will come to me. But I want to tell you something I probably never told you, but maybe I was keeping it for this show. Um, like you said, I went to college, graduated with electrical engineering degree. I could have gotten any engineering job, sit at the desk, and um, but I decided to join. Right, I remember being frustrated being in the military. Right, not
Hmm.
the people. Well, I love the people. The people that I met in the military, best people ever. I don't have any issue with the people. I didn't have any issue with the military itself. Right, the institution of the military. I didn't have any issue with the Navy, nothing like that. But it was an internal battle that I had because coming from Africa, getting my degree first, having electrical engineering degree, and being an enlisted in the military, and my buddies are out there, working 9 to 5 and wearing suits, and not having to deal with boot camp, basic training, push-ups, running, and all that. Like it was a battle. But one of the sole reason I did it was because of you guys, because of you, your sisters, my other nephews and nieces. I thought of it, and my future kid. I was at the time I was thinking for my future kid. I was like, okay, I came to this country, and I was lucky enough to come in. Right, what can I do? What can I do to kind of give my nephews, nieces, and my kids the right to say they belong. Right, I felt like I needed to join, I felt like I needed to do that sacrifice for them to say, you know what, no one can tell me shit because my uncle, right, he did this for us, right?
Right.
He
Right.
signed up for us. He could have been doing something else, but he signed up for us. So I did that for that. I did it for myself as well to think the my adopted country, right? So I
Right.
kind of felt like I kind of felt that sense of patriotism where I needed to do this to tell my kids that I did it for them, my nieces and nephews, my grandkids, a generation of Togolese from our side of the family, so that they know
Hmm.
that someone in the family did this for them and stuff like that.
Right.
But that was like one of the main reason I did it. Even until today, after I got out, I'm not one to like talk about my military service, right? We
Right.
went to get a car the other day, and there was a military discount, right? I knew about it, but I didn't ask for it, right? Until the sales person kind of kept pushing it, and my wife said, "Oh yeah, he's military, so we get the $500. It's a lot of money, $500, but I just feel like I didn't get in the military to kind of show it off, right? It's something that I did
Right.
for my country. It's something that I did to show respect and thank for a country that accepted me and stuff like that. But I
Right.
want to segue a little bit from the military service and talk about something that happened recently in Minnesota. you know, I used to talk highly about Minnesota, man. Like everywhere I go, I always tell my friends I want to go back to Minnesota. I love Minnesota. Until recently, uh, things things started happening in Minnesota and stuff like that with the whole George Floyd thing. So the people from California just, and they were telling me, "Oh, you don't like California? You could go back to to Minnesota." I was like, "No, I mean, it is what it is, but I still love the place." I just wanted to kind of hear your perspective about the whole thing that happened and how you were involved with it. Trying to, I don't know, secure some sort of future for Black American and stuff like that in this country.
Yeah. So the whole thing was, when I first watched the video, I was watching the video and I was just shocked. Like I couldn't even finish the video. I had to like take breaks and go back and like continue watching it. And I didn't realize that it was in Minnesota. Like it clearly said Minnesota or Minneapolis on the police, on the bumper
Yeah,
or whatever it was. I didn't realize that until the video was over. And then I went back and I looked at just like I looked at it again when I realized that it was in Minnesota. I was just blown away that something like that would happen in Minnesota. Growing up here, I did encounter a lot of people or people that were, prejudiced. They had things to say just because, without even knowing you, just because of your skin color.
yeah,
But I was just surprised that that actually happened in Minneapolis. Like, so it was tough. It was tough wrapping my head around that. I was mad at the world. I was just hurt. I was gutted. So it was tough, getting up, finding motivation to get up, go to work. And this was all like, this was all at the time where I was, you know, in the application cycle. So I would have to get done with work, find the motivation to get to work, feeling sad, finish work, come home and do secondary applications and like start talking about, why I want to be a dentist and what that means and whatnot. So, it was tough. I deleted social media for a little bit because there was just too much going on. And I needed to focus and I needed um, to find out or to determine or figure out how I was going to make an impact on this world, because as a black man in this society, people, I feel like, there aren't a lot of people who are in, places, that places of higher education, doing big things, a lot of role models. There aren't a lot of black role models um, that I'm surrounded with, that we're surrounded with, that we see every day. It was just recently that I went to a clinic and saw a black doctor. It was actually like 2 weeks ago that I went to a clinic and saw a black doctor. So um, right after the death of George Floyd, I did do some protesting, peaceful protesting. Um, but I just wanted to, I knew that I had to do more than that. And me pursuing a career in dentistry is gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge for not only the black community, but it's gonna be huge for all minority communities, because, you know, here I am, I moved to this country, worked hard, just because I followed the guidance of, people like you. You've been a big role model in my life.
Thank you,
So,
man.
yeah. So, just doing that, seeing that, my dentist, he's Venezuelan. He was a huge role model for me too. We had a lot of similarities with both being immigrants and moving here. And so yeah, I knew becoming a dentist is going to be huge. Not it's not something that's just for me, but it's going to be for the whole community. So yeah, so that was my motivation to keep going in those challenging months this past summer. And yeah, I just kept going, did what I had to do, just try to focus on being a better person, because it's a crazy world out here. So
No, that's true. That's true. When you were doing that, I was worried for you. You can ask the wife. I was really worried for you. I was like, I don't know what he's getting himself into. But one thing that I kept thinking about it was that we need to do this for future generations, right? If
right.
we sit on the sideline, then who's gonna fight for our
Hmm.
kids, grandkids, and future generation, right? Of people that's gonna look like us. Who's gonna fight
Hmm.
for them, right? So
Hmm.
at that point, I felt like okay, I gave my blessing for you to go do it. I didn't tell you that, but in my mind, I was like, okay, it's okay that he's doing this, and it is very an important thing to be part of. You're fighting for to secure your future, the future of your kids, your grandkids, and stuff like that. Like yeah, very very important. I was glad that you did it, and I was very very excited for you. Talking about role models, right? Yeah, I always felt like I needed to be the example of you, Mike, your sisters, and the other nieces and nephews, because I felt that if I don't put myself to school and work hard and get all those degrees, then I can't be a role model for you guys. I do understand that degrees don't necessarily means that you're, I mean, I don't know, but it's still important to be educated, right? It's still important to have education. So that was one of the main reasons why I worked really hard to get my master's, and now pursuing the PhD. I just want to be an example to you guys, to tell you that to change the status quo, we need to get education, and we need to find a way to put ourselves in high places, right?
Right.
If there isn't enough people looking like us in high places, there will never be change.
Right.
That is a guarantee. So we need to figure out ways to get there, right? um that was one of the reason I keep going to school. I'm in my late 30s. I'm not a spring chicken. So my brain is not all there, but I'm still,
I noticed that sometimes.
full time. Yeah, working full time, going to school. Taking care of family, Noah, the wife, and stuff like that. But yeah, no, you're definitely right. We need to work hard. Um, I'm glad you view me as someone that you look up to, and I want you to do the same, right, to the little ones, so that someday they can say they looked up to you. So with that, we are getting to the end of the show. Um, I know we went on the more serious side of the conversation, and I felt like we needed to be a little more serious today.
Yeah.
Hopefully, in the future, I can have you back on again. Then we can reminisce a little bit more, bring some stories when we used to play soccer, stuff like that, and how I used to make you cry and stuff. So, so, so yeah, we need to talk again on here, share some of the good stories that we had together growing up and stuff like that. But I'll give you the last word. Before we close. What you got
Yeah.
to say, man?
So I just wanted to thank you for having me on. It's an honor. Um, yeah. So I'm looking forward to doing this again. And to all the people listening out there, go follow me on Instagram at babycupid18.
Come on, man. You gotta change that shit. You need to change it.
Baby Cupid 18. If you don't find me on Baby Cupid 18, maybe I change this to role models. So
All right, so I'm just gonna cut this because I'm tired about the whole baby Cupid stuff. So so it was nice talking to you. Thanks for coming on.
of course,
We're gonna stay in touch, and I'm hoping to see you again on the show. So thanks for coming. Say hi to the family, and I'll talk to you later. Salute.
sounds good. Adios.